If this video reaches 1,000 likes, we'll be giving away 2 FR t-shirts for the Moliminous store, including the Rare Rarity and Daring Do variants.
Ponies. People love them, and if you don't like the same one that they like, well then you obviously just have bad taste in horse. In all seriousness, we often rank our favorite waifus by how mainstream they are. So a lot of people love the background ponies. But the problem with the background horses are that they're always in the background. They don't often get a lot of development or screen time. In fact, a lot of the stuff that we love them for are because we gave them those traits. But going off of the most agreed or common fandom personalities, here are the top 10 background ponies who need more screen time. Keep in mind, as always, this is just my opinion, and if you don't like the same pones as me, just remember, your waifu is shitting on. Number 10, Carrot Top. Honestly, we've seen how close she is to Sweet Apple Acres, and with Applejack taking over the town's food supply by using her connections with the princess for a monopoly, I'm sure Carrot Top has more than a few words for her. Not only that, but despite having this huge farm, we never see anyone helping her or her actually doing any farm work. Surely there's some sort of carrot clan out there if there's an apple clan, right? And that could be something interesting. What about the Carrot Family reunion? Carrot Family wacky tales and traditions. There's gotta be something. Horses do like carrots after all, just as much as they like apples. Or are depicted to like them. I'm pretty sure they're not actually supposed to eat either. Number 9, Colgate. I was not happy with the new depiction of Colgate for a number of reasons. Number 1, don't try to go back and make an encounter make sense if it's just going to make even more continuity problems later. Such as the fact apparently Colgate and Twilight were besties, but despite all the times we see her in Ponyville, she never bothers to say hi. Also, I think the fandom saw her as a bit more of a cynic. But if they're going to go down this happy route, let's fully flesh it out. Why is she so happy? Or is she actually just really passive aggressive and hides it behind a smile? Honestly, I also want to see her be a dentist. There was no confirmation of that. That would be interesting to see her go down that path in a world where ponies routinely eat their body weight in sugar every day. Hey, at least it's good job security, I suppose. Number 8, Lyra. Lyra is another interesting one. While we've seen some stuff from her and her relationship with Bon Bon, we haven't fully fleshed her out either. It would be interesting to see if they incorporated the whole human obsession trait. I also don't even think we know what it is that she does. One would assume she's a musician of some sort with the Lyra for a cutie mark, but a lot of fanfics depict that as something that she does on the side. Honestly, I'm not even sure where the whole human obsession comes from. Was it something to do with the fact that the instrument she plays requires extreme finger dexterity? Who knows? If you do, leave it down in the comments. Number 7, Berry Punch. I don't think it's any surprise that I actually do really love the Berry Punch character. I think I've mentioned that multiple times throughout this channel's history. Granted, they were all in like 2014, so that was like almost 3 years ago now. So only 2014 Moliminous fans remember. Berry Punch is an interesting one here. Obviously, they can't show her as being a literal alcoholic. And that's pretty much how the fandom sees her, as the lovable drunk or the very sad drunk single mother who has to take care of her kid and goes through rehab after rehab and countless problems. That is probably a little bit too dark for a children's show. So my thing is, I kind of want to see where they would take this character. Even in episode 100, even though she doesn't really talk, she can be seen carrying a giant jug of what could be assumed to be some sort of alcoholic beverage. Now, what she actually does for a living could be very debated, and I don't think they can even say that she works in a vineyard because, for one, they can't even say cider because it's presumed to be alcoholic, so they can't make any reference to anything that could be seen as adults. So her entire character would be very drastically changed. Number 6, Cheerilee. Alright, so you're the only teacher in Ponyville, and these ponies are dumb. I mean, like, really dumb. How soon does she actually give up on her students, ever actually achieving anything useful? Or does she still have, for some reason, some sort of optimistic, idealistic view of her teaching? In all honesty, we don't know that much about the only teacher in Ponyville. And there's been a couple of connections between her and Berry Punch. I'm just kind of curious, what is it that she does outside of teaching? She actually has to have a life, and she's kind of an interesting character. We've seen her in the episode with Big Mac, where she gets, pretty much forced to be in love with him through a potion, but I want to see, what is Cheerilee like normally? We just don't really get to see that too often. We see her as a teacher, and that's about it. Contrary to popular belief, teachers do have lives outside of teaching. I mean, if you look, half the time she's the first one out the door when the bell rings. Number 5, Dr. Whooves. So, I mean, you're gonna introduce the Doctor character, but you're not going to expand on him? Come on. Episode 100 was an obvious tease. We see all kinds of time travel gear and all kinds of other sci-fi stuff. And you're not going to give us an episode with this? They did at least give us the Doctor and Derpy dynamic that we all love, but I want to see the Doctor be the Doctor. I understand certain copyright issues are probably brought up with that, but that's why he's called Time Turner now. But I want to see some adventures with Dr. Whooves. I want to see him do something like time travel. I want to see this character utilized more in the show, and I think you guys do too. Number 4, Lightning Dust. Lightning Dust had all her hopes and dreams crushed within an instant because she took training too far in trying to impress the Wonderbolts. We kinda gloss over that. I've said it before. She literally had her hopes and dreams crushed. Everything that she worked for was taken away and it went swift action. Yes, she did put the Equestria's best weapon against evil in danger, but they were kind of floating in the middle of an airfield to begin with. Sure, reprimand her, but to actually ground her seems a bit excessive. To remove her chance and opportunity to become a Wonderbolt, that's really harsh. I'm just curious how she copes with that, and if she learned her lesson, or if she realizes that maybe she wasn't really all that at fault, and that the Wonderbolts did overreact. Number 3, DJ Pone 3. So, Pone 3 is a bit of a mixed bag here. Now, she is kind of like the fanon version in that she's a bit crazy, but then again, Tavi is also crazy, and for some reason she still doesn't talk. I'm not sure why this is, but for some reason in both EQG and the show, she's just not able to speak. There's gotta be a story behind this, and there's gotta be a story behind her as a musician. How did her and Tavi meet? There's so many things that they can actually explore. Giving background Ponies episodes would be amazing, and that's definitely one to tie up on my list. Number 2, Derpy. Yes, I'm sure you guys already expected Derpy to be pretty high on this list, simply because I know you guys love Muffins over here. Muffins is a pretty decent character. Her depiction in episode 100 did show her to be just about how we saw her as. A lovable, clumsy character. She's pure waifu bait and she hits all the checkboxes. Cute, ditzy, and well-meaning. Now, is there anything more to her character? Who knows? Is she actually the mother of Dinky? Is her father involved? These are things that are starting to get into the more adult territory, but is there a way that Hasbro can touch these subjects, these very real subjects that kids go through, and still keep it a Y7 show? You see, Cartoon Network doesn't have a problem with introducing orphan characters or divorced families. they do it quite often. So, will Hasbro take the plunge and maybe tell us about Dinky and what her destiny is? And the number one background pony who definitely needs more screen time is Applejack. You know, for a character that actually appears in the intro, and I believe has even helped the main 5 defeat villains, I'm still not sure why it is that we don't have more development for this character. I mean, they're really pretty much 2D. Even the yellow one gets more development and screen time. Anyways, this Apple Horse, I think definitely needs some screen time. I see some potential in her character. Anyways, guys, that's going to do it for me. If you guys had anyone that you wanted to put on this list, let me know down below. Obviously, I'm memeing with Applejack. I know a lot of you guys will not get that, so I'm putting it in here. I have to explain the joke before some people get mad. Anyways, guys, it's been Faith the Moliminous. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you guys next time. If you want to support us on Patreon, you can do so with the links down below or in the end card coming up. With YouTube slashing ads, Patreon does help us supplement some of the income that it's lost. You know, when views are up, subscribers are up, but monetary gains are down, it is a bit disappointing and it is a bit disheartening. So if you guys want to become a patron and get some awesome perks, be sure to do so. As always, guys, I love your faces, so I hope you at least like my videos, and I'll see you guys next time.
Woo!